Welcome again to the Ballarat Minor Dome for the second half of our NBL1 doubleheader between the Ballarat Miners and the Melbourne Tigers. Travis Hewish, we're here on Retro Round celebrating, earlier we celebrated the Lady Miners' 20-year anniversary of their last championship. The Miners celebrating their first championship in 1989 in a famous victory at the old Albert Park Asbestos Dome against the Melbourne Tigers.
And every Ballarat person knows about it. They've been there. Ballarat plays it at least 10 times a year, every single year.
Yeah, it's folklore in these parts. That game.
It is, and so it should be. It was against the old Melbourne Tigers. Andrew Gaze and the like.
Dave Colbert, Dave Simmons in that lineup. It was
coached by one and only Lindsay Gaze.
And Ballarat coached by Lindsay Gaze's later right-hand man, Al Westover. So we see the Miners in their retro 1989 tops, the thick white panel up the side. Classic look, these ones. I love these singlets. But on to matters that are not 1989, on to 2019, Trav. The Miners lost last week to Waverley, but it's academic. They've wrapped up first place on the ladder after the regular season, sitting at 16-3 at the moment. The Tigers, 7th place, 10-8. They are in finals at the moment, but it is an absolute cattle run through there. So many teams in that 11, 10, 9 win range.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, Melbourne can go anywhere from 5th all the way down to 10th. Very unlikely they go to 10th. Hobart got the win today, and they and have now played their season out. They're 10-10, 98%. Melbourne, if they lose today and lose tomorrow and lose percentage, they will drop, and they will drop very far down. It'll be a very disappointing season for them. So they've got to control what they control, and whilst they might, if they can lose, if they're going to lose, they need to lose tonight by not much and go tomorrow and win a game, and they can potentially get anywhere from 5th onwards.
You mentioned that double-header, Trav. The Tigers at home tomorrow against the Eltham Wildcats. They're fairly low on the table, Eltham, but they'll be looking to go out with a bit of a bang.
Yeah, they've only got 6 wins. They are very low on the table, but, I mean, saying that, every team wants to end this season with a win. As I said, the beers taste nicer on a win.
That's right. You see the Miners, Lingard still starting, along with Jerry Evans, Sam Short, Tristan Fisher, Dinga Kuth. It's interesting, no Josh Fox in that opening lineup for the Miners. Tigers starting with big Dane Pino in the middle, Max Vitala.
Really looking forward to that matchup. Yeah. Pino Akuth. Pino's a star in our league.
And another man who's turned himself into a star, former Ballarat Miner, Nick Pozzoglu.
He's having a ripping year.
Yeah.
Ripping year. He has to be on some NBL radars, surely, for an end of roster spot, development spot. I saw an interesting tweet last week or the week before by Liam Santa Maria. Yep, Santa Maria, saying that he was on the Perth radar, but that's not true.
Absolutely.
So there has to be teams out there. If Perth are looking for it as a championship team, he's there about somewhere.
Well, averaging close enough to 20 and 10 as a swingman. Phenomenal numbers, and shooting about 33% from 3. Last season here with the Miners, barely shot 20% from deep.
Oh, he's got some freakish athleticism.
Absolutely.
For a white guy. He's got freakish athleticism.
This white man can jump.
This white man certainly can jump. By the way, I love that movie. I heard that they're doing a remake.
Really?
Yeah, they're doing a remake.
Ooh, I'm excited by this.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a shame we've got a basketball game to talk about. Otherwise, we could talk that for the next half an hour. So we've seen Ballarat with a bit of a rough possession to get things going. Michael Wells. Here is Pozzoglu. Well, gets everyone jumping. Pino. Whoa, Dinga Kuth out of nowhere. Pozzoglu steps into the 3 and short rebounds. Man, Dinga Kuth out of frame to block that.
Yeah, Pino should be dunking that with authority. There's no excuse for that. Should not be blocked on that.
Short looking to create. Fantastic pass. Jordan Lingard gets the scoring underway. Great look off the dribble. Here's Luxford, former Geelong Cat in the AFL, played a couple of games back in 2015. Pino picks up the pass from Bazoglu. Foul on Jerry Evans Jr. It's the Tigers in their away strip of yellow, inbounding the ball. Bazoglu matched up with the bigger Akuth, just drives past him. Lingard, great D. Pino with the rebound, finds Wells. And Evans tracks down that board. Jerry Evans kisses it off the window, but no good. That's Bazoglu. Oh, Luxford wide open. Leaves it short though, and Evans with the rebound. We want that back, Luxford. That's an absolutely naked look from the top of the arc. A little bit of a push there. Jerry Evans Jr. sold it well. Has a little word to Nick Bazoglu as he strolls behind him. Bit of activity behind the Miners bench. Marquise Coleman, first game back from a hamstring strain, and Josh Fox, both going for a light jog. Fox would usually start in Lingard's place here. Short, oh, kicks to Akuth, but it's deflected. Bazoglu finds Pino running the lane. Whoa, damn Pino. Great speed by the big man.
Look, I haven't seen a lot of Pino. I've obviously watched his stats, and I watch the numbers quite eagerly. I do, and have been since his junior days. I do like him, but that has to be a dunk. I'm sorry to say, but that's got to be a dunk. You can't. Jordan Lingard's not a big guy. He wants you to bring the ball down because he wants to get his hands down there. That has to be a dunk. That's twice now he should have been finishing that with authority.
2 for 2 from the line, ties it up early stages. Here's Jerry Evans Jr. Tries to drive through Bazoglu. Up, fake, no good, but Deng Akuth, the ball eventually rattles out. Strong drive from Luxford to Wells. Corner three over short. And Evans, another rebound. Third early rebounds to Jerry Evans Jr. Here's Fisher. This is what he does. Catch and shoot. That's long.
Yeah, he looked like he had good
Luxford tried to draw a cheap one, but Pino runs the lane. Cheap little swipe from Fisher. If you're going to swipe at the ball, you've got to take the wrist hard. Pino lays it in and he'll get a free throw. But again, great work running the floor from the big man. It's one thing he does have over Deng Akuth, just straight out speed. Looks like there's a tactic from Coach Brad Pino to try and exploit Deng Akuth moving up and down the floor by using his quick centre.
Yeah, and we know Akuth can get up and down the floor too. So, I mean, it's a matchup I'm really, really excited to see. This.
Yeah, Akuth's not slow, definitely not saying that, but Pino, 6'9" for a centre. through.
Lanes with the guy, you're all sprints, but that's the one.
Fouls here for the limit.
In saying that, as much as it's a dead rubber, you know, form leading into playoffs is really important.
Yeah, that's it. You don't want to. Everyone talks about flicking the switch, but it's not that easy. Oh, good hands from Pozzoglu and Evans.
And I mean, you got to think they lost last week to Waverley with a very short team.
That was a fantastic pass from Luxford. Hit Pino again running the lane.
So that you can't say they're in a lot of form.
No.
They just beat Diamond Valley. They were poor for 3/4 of the game and had a good fourth quarter. They're not in great form, so they're going to want to pick that up.
Lingard lays the ball in.
And this is our last chance to get it done.
Breaks a run there for the Tigers. They lead 10-4 early stages, around 5.5 to go in quarter number 1. Pino hits the floor, trying to post Lingard. Wells, oh, great spin, just lost it off his knee.
Yeah, give Shorty some credit for that defense, though.
Yeah, he made him make a move.
At pace, he had to make that drop step.
Evans attacks Pozzoglu's closer. Good defense. Dane Pino just stood up and formed a wall.
He's looking for a foul, but there's definitely no foul there.
No, straight up and down.
Evans was the one who made that contact.
Absolutely, and Max Vitala at the other end knocks down the 3. Marquise Coleman pull up. Man, he can elevate. Jerry Evans, just an angry rebound and puts it home. Some frustration coming out in that rebound from Jerry Evans Jr. An early appearance here for the Miners for Blake Allison. End of the bench player, but last week, fantastic game from him. 11 points, 5 boards in a career high at this level, 16 minutes.
Oh, he played himself into some minutes.
Absolutely.
He played himself. He was fantastic. We saw he was a bit conservative early on. He made that one floater and then shots started to go down. And when he played with confidence, he was fantastic.
Short steals the wild pass from Pozzoglu, who was falling out of bounds.
Yeah, there's another one there. Fox had surely coming in here with a head full of confidence. He's had a fantastic couple of weeks for a Fiji.
Off the back of some really good form here for the Miners too.
Yeah, 100%. He had that double 20 points.
Oxford steps into the 3.
Shooting it lights out at the moment.
16-6 here, 4 minutes to go in the first.
We're gonna have a hot patch in the last couple of minutes.
No surprise, Brendan Joyce wants timeout. 16-6, Luxford. 3, Pino, 8 points. 6 of them from the free throw line. Oh, sorry, 4 of them from the free throw line. 4 of 5 so far for him. Throw him with a couple of rebounds. Not much to speak of from an offensive standpoint for Ballarat. Only 6 points on the board as a team. 4 to Lingard, and that offensive board and put back from Jerry Evans. Miners just don't quite look like they're out of the gate yet.
No, they're caught a little bit sleepy. I mean, Evans has played for the refs at the moment. He's not playing within himself. He's playing for the refs, and that's not worked, and he's a little bit down. I think that's why he's been benched. So Allison's come on for that. Akuth with 2 fouls. He's been off the last couple of minutes with that. So, yeah, they're a bit sleepy at the moment, but we know the power they've got.
1 of 6 from the field for Jerry Evans so far. So we see the Tigers come back out onto the floor, keeping their starting 5 together. No subs yet for Melbourne. It's Allison now into the game for Jerry Evans Jr. A beardless Blake Allison. Trimmed it back to the mere mustache. The man knows where it's at. It's a foul, perhaps off the ball there. I think that's on Vitala. It is. Holding Josh Fox as he cut through the key looking for the offensive board.
That'll give him 2.
So Vitala steps out. Now Dave O'Hickey stepping in, the 20-year-old. I don't know whether you know much about This young Indigenous athlete, Trav, but he can fly.
I know from a few highlights, I know from watching a couple of live streams of the Tigers what he can do. But yeah, I don't know a hell of a lot about him.
Yeah, well, if we get a fast break here, watch for him. The young lad can get up. Sam Short pull up, that's sweet. Ballarat needed that basket.
Do you know where he's from? Is he Victorian?
I'm not sure, to be honest. That's a good question. So see Pino kick out. Here's Wells. Oh, that's nice.
They're in a legitimate hot patch though. That's 3 threes in a row.
Yeah, it's an open one.
Yeah, it was a breakdown on that switch and on the swing through by Ballarat in transition.
God, here's Coleman. Allison feeds. Lingard down low, just puts the chest in to Hickey. 6 early points to Jordan Lingard.
Yeah, Melbourne got caught on an up screen on a back screen, sorry, for Lingard that got him in the post, and they switched that and ended up with Davo playing post defense against the bigger Jordan Lingard who wants to body.
See Josh Fox battling Pino down low there. Fouls called before that shot dropped in. Dane Pino again to the free throw line. Absolutely camped out there so far. These Melbourne Tigers hold a 19-10 lead with around 2.5 minutes left in quarter number 1 here at the Minor Dome. Can't drop the first. So 4 of 6, make that 4 of 7. Referee calls a lane violation there on Josh Fox. He's saying he went in because Hickey went in. The officials having none of that. So we see Jack Bynes checking in for the Tigers. Kazoglu already with 1 highlight play. Big tip jam off Luxford's missed finger roll. Pino drops the makeup free throw. 20-10. Really hot start here by the Tigers. Coleman looks to take Hickey. Oh, such a smooth athlete, Marquise Coleman. First points for him.
You were saying Hickey was quick and athletic, but so's Coleman. Hickey had nothing for him there, but I think it was more just Hickey had nothing for the strength and the will for Coleman to finish through and fight for the contact to get off 2 feet.
Such a quick first step too.
That's a
long 3.
Bang. That's
Michael
4 threes
Luxford.
in a row now. They went none for 3. Sorry, they went none for 4, I think. And then now 4 for 4. They finished with 4 of 8.
Luxford getting it done. He's hit 2 threes and another one where his foot was on the line. Here we go, Bynes having to guard Coleman. A little bit of a bailout call there. Coleman and Bynes have a few, Luxford and Coleman have a few quiet words. Referees throw some warnings around. Not much in that one, I thought. I think Marquise perhaps got a little lucky. Coleman and Luxford kiss and make up before Coleman goes to the line.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Coleman is so angry about that. It's just a basketball play, unless Luxford said something to him. But
yeah, I think there might have been a little bit of afters there that got things
Coleman
going.
sort of got in his face, but yeah, I don't know. Don't have the benefit of replay. Wells sort of went in and did his American import
peacemaker
thing.
Was Bill Simmons call it the
Come on,
chemist?
brother, we're from America. We're both here. Just relax.
Wells has taken a seat now, and Jack Purchase.
It's an interesting lineup the Melbourne Tigers have. They've got a really good list. They play with a 2-guard, very small 2-guard front. Clearly works for him. Wells and Luxford are averaging over, Wells is averaging 16, I think, and Luxford over almost 12. Like, it works for them, but it's an interesting lineup to see.
You see Purchase, a very, very good passer, Purchase, and finds Pino.
That was a very good offensive set. It was just very simple too.
Marquis finds a gap, gets clobbered in the end by Bynes, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Great step through on the dribble from Marquis Coleman. Created something out of nothing there. Both teams in the penalty now with 1:15 left on the clock in quarter number one. Marquis Coleman to the line. Misses the first. Comes into this game shooting 86% from the free throw line. Doesn't miss these often. Oh, 1 for 2. My curse strikes again, Trav.
I don't know how many more times I need to tell you to stop.
Just stop talking. Hickey had the ball, spent the ball, lost the ball. 1:06 to go. 25-14, Tigers lead. Here's Jerry Evans Jr. back into the game.
You can see that the Miners trying to run some new offenses. They're all trying to point and coach at the same time. Trying to teach Fox the same thing, being that he's been away.
Yeah, Pacific Games for him, representing Fiji. Here's Purchase. Yeah, the switch on Pino. Purchase shoots over the top of Lingard. Somehow Pino.
Well, he's leading the league in rebounds.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he got that one. He just kept fighting and somehow the ball found him. 27-14. Tigers red hot in quarter number one as we're inside 10 seconds to go. Hickey guarding Marquis Coleman. Fox looking to flip the screen, decides not to. An elbow jumper. Well, very short though. Fox chases down the rebound, but it comes to nothing. And at the end of quarter number one here at the Ballarat Minor Dome, last regular season game here at Grand Old Stadium, it's the Tigers who've come out red hot, Travis, 27-14.
Mate, they've been on fire. They started off a bit slow, but mate, they've put the ball in the hole. They hit those 4 threes in a row. They're 4 for 9 now, shooting at 44%. They've been on the line 7 times in a quarter. They've hit that 5 times, so they're 5 for 7. They're shooting 9 for 17 at 53%. They really turned it around from about that sort of 7-minute mark onwards. They've been lit. They've been on fire.
Dan Pino, 11 points and 5 boards, a couple of assists already. He's had a huge first quarter. Oxford, a couple of big threes from him. Jordan Lingard, 6 points, leading the way for the Miners. And with all due respect to Jordan Lingard, who's a good young player, if he's leading your team in scoring at the end of a quarter of basketball, there's been a breakdown somewhere on offense.
Oh, sometimes that happens. I mean,
he's made some nice moves too. He scored his 6 points well. Hasn't been garbage buckets. Have been.
It is the first quarter. Let's put it that way. If he was still leading the game at halftime, third quarter time, now you'd be a bit surprised. But it does happen where the guy comes off the bench and goes. Hey, Zach Damore hit 8 threes in a row one game against Nunawading, so and led the team for points. So it can happen.
8 assists already for the Tigers, kicking the ball around well. The Miners only 3 assists on their 6 made field goals. But those 8 assists for the Tigers, 9 field goals made. Outstanding teamwork. And the team in yellow. The Tigers are back on the floor. Hickey, Wells, hot. Hickey, Wells, Bynes, Pino and Jack Purchase. Still waiting for Ballarat to step back on as we see Lingard, Fox, Jerry Evans Jr., Sam Short, and Marquise Coleman will be the 5 for Coach Brendan Joyce.
There's some extra interesting stats for you, Jared. Both teams are at 3 turnovers. Melbourne have scored off all 3 of them. 6 points off turnovers. They've also had 13 points fast breaks. So 13 fast break points, which is just showing the pace that they're playing at. And a couple of those 3s that they hit were off fast breaks. First pass, fast break, hit the trailer. Bang, bang. Like, some interesting stats, whereas Ballarat have no points from turnovers and no fast break points. So, I mean, it's a style, two completely different styles at the moment, and Ballarat do want to get up and down the floor and have shown that they do want to get up and down the floor over the course of the season. Tonight, it looks like they're just sort of wanting to play it slow, get through some sets, try a few things and see what happens. Melbourne are clearly playing for their life.
Yeah, that's it, playing for their season.
And they've come out and shown it.
Tomorrow's game is academic if they lose here. So we see Bynes up the line. Can't hit the second. The referee's had a few words with Ballarat coach Brendan Joyce there. Not a man known to hold his tongue, Brendan Joyce.
Their offenses are quite slow. They're trying to get through sets, get to the end. There's still 5 seconds to go.
You see Fox.
And it's the first time they look to score.
Sam Short finds Coleman. Great ball movement. Ends up with Jerry Evans Jr. He's short. Another rebound. Lingard this time. Repeat sets here for the Miners. Coleman fouled by Bynes. Bynes thinks he got that fairly cleanly. The officials don't agree, and they're the people that matter, Trav. We see Luxford checking back in. Bynes, 3 fouls already.
Someone's got to come off for the Ballarat. There we go.
Only 3 minutes on the floor for Bynes. He's already got 3 fouls. You mentioned Degakuth checking back in. He's got a couple of fouls, so Dane Pino checking straight back in as soon as Degakuth's out there.
Yeah, they can't match up with that.
No.
They can't match up with the Kuth. And not many teams can, let's be honest. But
an athletic 7'1" guy, don't grow on trees.
No. And then you can see when Akuth came off, Pinau killed it in that second part of that first quarter. So you can see the benefit of why he was on the floor. I guess they just weren't expecting Miners to bring Akuth back on so quick.
Coleman 2 for 2 on this trip. 12-point lead, 16-28, Tigers' way. Oh, well done by the Tigers to break that. Press from Ballarat. Zoglu. Oh, Marquise Coleman almost picks that off. Great pass. Again, the Tigers throwing extra pass upon extra pass. Jack Purchase rattles it over the rim, but no good. Passing from the Tigers has been fantastic so far. So Jerry Evans Jr. posting up on the... Oh, Wells flops. Absolutely flops and draws the call.
He needs to be careful here.
Jerry Evans Jr., he's already rolled up. I tend to agree with Evans Jr. there. There was contact, but Wells absolutely went down as soon as he felt it.
Wells knew he had a mismatch and he was going to get owned and posted if he doesn't do something, and he took the gamble, he took the contact.
You try it.
Jerry Evans hit him straight through the chest. But essentially, Jerry Evans is punished there for being a lot stronger.
That's
a lot
it.
Bigger and stronger. I hate that rule and I hate when that happens.
Absolutely. Michael
But
Wells,
he was punished for being bigger and stronger.
5'9" man guarding the 6'10" man. Yeah, it's not a call I like seeing. Oh, Luxford again. Great pass. Hung in the air and Purchase knocks down the 3. But again, fantastic passing from the Tigers. This time, Luxford.
It's an easy to make a pass when you run your offense and execute it so well.
He looks to get Fox posted on Purchase. Lovely move from Josh Fox, but blew the layup.
As much as he blew that, What did he do, Jared?
Up fake.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about.
That's catnip to Trav, people. Zoglu looks to drive on Evans. Two sensational athletes. The lefty scoop's no good.
You can see the pace of Ballarat Miners at the moment is quite slow. They just want to play slow.
Marquise Coleman doesn't step into the three after Akuth's offensive rebound. Now he shoots, and now he knocks it down. That's that lead back to 12. Answers the purchase three from a few plays ago.
Surprised he didn't take the first one where he was more open.
Yeah, same. He
Luxford
into that.
And then Luxford urged him to shoot it too.
Oh, he's that purchase.
He missed that, Jared, but what did he do?
Up fake.
That's it, brother.
Good offensive rebounding here, Luxford. Oh, that's well long. Eventually, Coleman tidies up for Ballarat. He's short. Just a drive on Wells. Yeah, there was the foul on the arm there. It's a late call, but it's the correct call.
Agreed.
Foul on Michael Wells. So we see Vitala checking back in for purchase, and Zach Dunmore in for Sam Short. First minutes for the sharpshooting Dunmore.
And Waitman. And Ross Waitman.
Waitman in as well. Good pickup.
Back from the uni games.
Here's Vitala. It's a good screen from Pino. A lovely pass. Luxford to Vitala. Luxford putting on a clinic here. 6 points, 4 assists, and a handful of passes, outstanding passes that haven't resulted in assists. Well, here's Fox. They've got the 4 and 5 now. Marquise Coleman. Floater. Josh Fox climbs but can't control the rebound. Luxford again, knew where his people were. Great pass, Pazoglu to Wells.
That deserved to go down.
Absolutely, that was gorgeous. Tigers playing all over Ballarat here. Again! Vitala knocks it down from Luxford, but my oh my, Mickey Luxford. Former AFL footballer, absolutely running the show here at the Ballarat Minor Dome, leading his team to a big lead. 5 minutes, 41 seconds left in the second quarter. And the Tigers lead 35 against the top of the table, Miners 19.
Man, the Tigers are putting on a show. Like, as bad as the Ballarat are playing it, I'll flat out say I'm accrediting their poor play fully to the Melbourne Tigers. Their defense has been active. They're on the boards. They're killing them on the boards, 20-14. That's unheard of against the Ballarat team that loves and thrives off the boards. But, I mean, Melbourne Tigers, they've got the leading rebounder, and I think they're second in the league for rebound, but they're killing them off the boards. Their defense is just fantastic. Their offense, they're still shooting at 46%. They're banging another 3. They hit 4 threes in a row. They're getting to the line. They're 6 for 9. They're protecting the rock, 3 turnovers. You have to accredit the way they've come out to play. They're coming out to play with a purpose, and you can see the Ballarat are not playing with any purpose at the moment.
Absolutely, and that is the difference. Ballarat playing slow, ponderous, point-to-point offense, just point A to point B to point C. As you said, just getting through their sets, not really looking to do anything with a purpose on offense, whereas...
Which is against the way that they've been playing.
Yeah.
I mean, they do want to get up and down the floor, and they do want to play. I mean, obviously, Coach Joyce has told them, okay, we want to run a couple of new sets, but I can guarantee he didn't say, let's play like this.
No, absolutely. Contrast that with Melbourne's offense, which is, for want of a better word, artful at the moment.
It's simple offense, but it's worked for him beautifully.
It's extra passes, cutting, screening. It's simple stuff, but it's working beautifully. Dunmore can't hit the 3. Vitala skies for the rebound. It's Luxford. He might have gotten fouled by.
He wanted to throw that up to Pinow, and then he looked up and realised who was there.
Yeah, Deng played that well. Oh, but Luxford makes it count. 3 points. Little stare, looking to see if Marquise Coleman would look back at him.
Well, Coleman hit the 3 before in his face, and he did the same thing.
Coleman didn't want to engage. There's a few little words there from Luxford.
Coleman stared him, and now Luxford's done it to him.
Here we go, Dengakuth. Oh, got fouled, drops in the 2. Great work, Dengakuth. To reel in the pass in the first instance. Finish off balance, draw the foul.
Yeah, wonderful body control.
It's a much, much needed basket for Ballarat. 17 points in arrears here, mid stages of the second.
And it ends Melbourne's 8-0 run then again. They've just been able to just go on runs on the back of, 2 or 4 points from Ballarat, and then another 6-point run. That's why you're up 17.
Oh, Wells wide open, shoots over Akuth.
It's very simple flex offense. That's all it is.
The stuff the Tigers have been running since Moses was a boy. I think people would know it by now.
Flex in the shuffle, that's what they're known for.
As Dunmore hits the elbow, Jay. Oh, here's Wells wide open. Can't hit that 3. Lingard. 3rd rebound for Jordan Lingard. Lingard feeling it.
That's a very capable shot that he can make. And I like seeing him shoot that with a lot of confidence.
It was a very, very good shot. He plays as your body-banging energy power forward, but he is a very good shot. Shooting 33% from deep on the year.
In a press here. And there's
here we go.
Almost. Well,
Waitman got a piece of it. Oh, Lingard eventually gets it. Drives in, finishes the play. Playing big minutes, Jordan Lingard. Timeout Tigers. Brad Pinto, unhappy with what he's seen. I wouldn't say the Miners have roared back into this match. They're still down by 11, but they've certainly given themselves a bit of an energy lift here, Trav.
Yeah, no, that's a momentum killer. That's what they're trying to do. Then Ballarat a 8-0 run now, an 8-0 run. So that's what he just wants to kill that momentum. And also, they've sort of just shocked them a little bit with a bit of. They played a three-quarter sort of half-court trap just on the possession before, get a bucket there, and then play a full-court trap. Just a little calming timeout, that one.
So Jordan Lingard, we spoke about him at the quarter time, leading his team with 6 points. He's up to 10. Marquise Coleman with 9 for the Miners. The next highest scorer. It's a bunch of players with 2. Kuth and Dunmore and Short and Jerry Evans Jr. 11.7 boards, a couple of assists thrown in, leading away for the Tigers. Luxford, 9 points, 6 assists already. Those 9 points coming from 3 bombs. You see that extended pressure again. This time Ballarat break it. They get Luxford into the middle of the floor. That's where they want him. Beat Short off the drive. Wells, he's just great drive. Beats Dunmore off the dribble, drives straight at Akuth, forces him back. And the little man finishes.
I've said this many, many times. Wells is 5'9". Akuth's 7'1". But Wells shoots a layup and makes it on Akuth because he played off 2 feet. He attacked Akuth's body, and he gets the layup. That's how you stop Akuth. It's really the only way you're going to be able to. Otherwise, Akuth is so good, he will block you and he will distort your shots. He will do everything he can if you don't do the 2 feet and attack his body.
Best shot blocker at NBL1 this season, Dengakuth, and the man 16 inches shorter than him. Just took it at him, scored easily. 3:10 to go here, 40-27. We see that pressure still from Ballarat.
Oh, that no-look pass.
Oh, here we go.
Luxford's no-look pass to Vital was fantastic. And that just made the entire Ballarat team turn their head. And then Vital hits Pozloglu
We spoke about Monique Conti's no-look passes and distorting the defence, warping the defence with that in the NBL1 women's game earlier. For those that missed it, the Lady Miners, as we're calling them tonight, 84-79 victors. But Luxford, 2 Melbourne Tigers point guards back-to-back here, putting on a show. Marquis Coleman almost blocks that from behind. Luxford wanted the pass, threw the shot up as a last resort. Sam Short. I'm absolutely certain that he called that, Trav.
I don't care whether you call it. I hate that. I hate that saying, mate. The backboard's there for a reason. If it uses it to go in the hoop, then who cares? I hate that saying. You still got to have good enough shooting touch to hit the backboard and put it in the hoop.
Even if you're not meaning to?
Even if you're not, I don't care.
Whoa, Michael Wells! That was spectacular. Twisting, turning, reverse layup from the little man.
Oh, man, I'm looking forward to seeing that replay. That was special.
That was fantastic. Oh, Pazoglu against Dangakuth. Easy lefty for Pazoglu. Great read, gets his hands in the lane. And you mentioned Pazoglu's athleticism. The man is quick.
Melbourne gone into a bit of a zone again now. That's sort of put Ballarat in. It's slowed them down even more, and they're playing from the perimeter again. That's 8 passes and not 1 entry inside the three-point line. 10 passes. And we finally get it in with 1 second to go.
Sam Short almost drops it.
It's not the way to beat a zone, Jared.
No, it's absolutely not. As Wells streaks up the other end. There's Dangakuth, throws it down.
You'd be disappointed, Melbourne Tigers. You just had Wells' free layup. He was the only one up the other end, and Ballarat's still able to push the ball up the floor and get it dunked by Kuth in transition. Melbourne
almost a victim of their own fast break. They've got 4 people down the floor.
Wells had a bit of hot head there.
Yeah, heat check on that one. Sam Short. Back-to-back big plays for Ballarat.
I love that confidence, though. And that's something I haven't seen from Sam Short over the course of the season. Wanting to pull up in transition like that, or having intent to shoot that 3. I mean, he can shoot it. That's the next part of his game that's going to make him it's going to get him serious minutes in the NBL, is when he becomes a better scorer.
Zoglu answers the 3. Short's former backcourt mate here in Ballarat. 32 seconds to go, 35-49. Tigers have played one hell of a half of basketball. Coleman steps into a 3 of his own. And all of a sudden, it is raining here in Ballarat.
I would have liked to see...
17 seconds to go. Timeout called by Brad Pino for Melbourne Tigers. His side lead, 49-38. And another little mini run there by Ballarat, Trev, but it still only gets this lead back to 11. The Tigers have built up such a lead that even these little mini runs aren't really making a dent.
And with the ability to end the play now, finish it off. So at least be 11 going into half-time is a great lead. Although I think the refs are going to... I think the refs looking at...
Clock ran for a few more seconds there. The Ballarat crowd lifted with that 3 from Marquis Coleman. The clock ran for another second or 2 before the officials realised, or the score officials realised, that the timeout was called. So we'll go back to around 20 seconds here rather than the 17. Looks like we'll settle on 20 and a half. Half a second out, not a bad guess. Hickey checks back in to close this half for Melbourne. Athletic, creative player. Ballarat keep that pressure just to try and slow things down here. Luxford finds Wells. Tigers break the press easily. Here's the 10 seconds left now. Pizzoglu wide open, and of course he hits the three. 52-38. The Melbourne Tigers have been electric in this first half, Trav.
Coach Pinow couldn't have drawn that play up any better. Goes and sets an away pick for Hickey. Hickey gets the ball, makes the extra pass. Pozzoglu comes off that, off the roll. Open as you could hope for. Couldn't have drawn that play up any better. Could not have drawn that play up any better.
And Pozzoglu with those 2 late threes up to 10 points. Pino still leading for the Tigers with 11. Pozzoglu and Pino dominating the boards as well. As we mentioned, they're strong rebounders. Dane Pino, 14.5 a game, leading the league. He's got 7 tonight. Pozzoglu is playing as a 3, essentially, averaging 20 and 10 on the season. He's got 10 and 8 so far. Strong first half from him with those 3 to close. Marquise Coleman, 12 points. Jordan Lingard, 11. The only 2 to really make an impact here for the Miners. Sam Short some buckets late to get him up to 8 points. Both teams looking after the ball well. 6 turnovers to the home side, 4 to the Tigers. But it's that passing. We spoke about that extra pass upon extra pass upon extra pass that Melbourne are making. 19 field goals made, 15 assists. It's been an outstanding offensive half from the visitors. So at the half, Melbourne Tigers, red hot, 52-38 lead. We'll be back in around 10 minutes time, the second half of our NBL1 doubleheader. Welcome back to the Ballarat Minor Dome for the second half of our NBL1 game between the Melbourne Tigers and the Ballarat Miners, wearing their 1989 retro uniforms, celebrating Ballarat's first premiership in 1989 against these Melbourne Tigers, a talented Tigers team. Andrew Gaze, Dave Colbert, Dave Simmons, Mark Gaze all in that team, Ray Gordon in that team. But we're not getting a repeat of that game tonight. So far, the Tigers, Travis Hewish, absolutely on fire, leading 52 to 38.
Yeah, man, they're putting on a show. They've been absolutely fantastic. The execution has been fantastic. Their scouting report and the way they've run that scout has been fantastic. They've turned up to play. They deserve their lead. And it'll be interesting to see if they can continue that. I mean, can they continue to keep shooting at 51% from the field? Can they continue shooting three-point shots at 50%? Can they continue not to turn the ball over with 4 turnovers? And as you alluded to off the air, Jared, can they continue to score when they put 52 points up against a team that averages
75, 77, something like that against, yeah.
Can they continue that? I mean, and it's going to be a very interesting story. And then on the flip side, what do Ballarat do? I mean, clearly Ballarat, Joyce wants to send a signal. He's come out with his 5 stars. We've no Kawani today. He wants to step on the floor, and he knows that this final half is what they're going to lead into practice over the week and what's going to lead them into finals. So he's clearly sending a message to his guys.
Yeah, that is something we neglected to mention off the jump, Trav. Kwani not with the team today. He's up on training camp with the Sydney Kings. Kings have said he can come back out for finals, but they wanted him a week early, so no Kwani this week. You're right, it's just been a lethargic performance from Ballarat so far. Need a lot more energy, both ends of the floor. He's short, drives, kicks to Evans.
One more pass needed there.
Yep. Having said that, Marquise Coleman.
That's a great move, and he made me look a bit silly, but an extra pass there, and Shorty had and Fox then makes the next one. Shorty had a clear open 3, but it worked.
Yeah, Coleman, acrobatic drive, took the contact and laid it in. Started left, finished right. Strong move from the American. Marquise Coleman, Nevada grad back in the States. Alma mater of teammate Jerry Evans Jr. Here's Wells. And you know, he can shoot. Keith laid off him then. Wells, lovely move. The left, can't finish. And Short gets in amongst the forest and claims the rebound.
He's got a special craft and ability to find space inside for someone so small.
Jerry Evans Jr. gave up the 3. Shot the 2 and the ball knocked out by Pazoglu. Ballarat 14 on the shot clock. As we wait for Sam Short to inbound. There's Evans. Drives past Luxford, pulls up. Oh, that rattles in, rattles out. Nick Pazoglu gets the rebound. Oh, Jerry Evans, very quick hands, and Fox dives on the floor. Does enough to get it to Short. Oh, tried the bullet past Jerry Evans Jr. Luxford picks it off. And if he didn't, Pino would have. Pazoglu did just enough to get Dengakuth off his feet there. Just a hint. And drove straight at the body, as you keep saying every week, drive at Akuth's body. Finishes the 2. Oh, offensive foul. Akuth swung the hip then. Clipped Luxford. That one's a pretty obvious call.
It gives him 3 as well.
Akuth didn't like it, but he definitely swung the hip out there, Trav. Luxford. He's on Short. It's proving to be an entertaining matchup, that one. Oh, Nick Pazoglu. Gorgeous little left-hand layup off the drive. But again, it's that athleticism climbed to lay that over the rim.
He's shown tonight that he deserves a contract. He should be playing in the NBL. He can finish around the rim. He can shoot the three. He rebounds. He's athletic. He's quick. He's got ball handling skills. He can play defense.
It feels like he's been around a while for Zoglu, but he's still only 23. He'll spend some time as a development player with Illawarra. Here he is again. Can't finish over Akuth that time, but Peter, wow! Dang Akuth. Second spectacular block for the big man.
But he put it up there for him to do that.
He didn't. Whoa, Pino answers at the other end. Evans doesn't like it. He feels he got hit on the body.
He is mad. He's been like that all night. He's waiting for it. He's waiting for him to call one. Pino's no sly.
No slouch?
Yeah, Slat's the one. I need you. I need you there. He's no slouch on the defensive end on the blocks. He's averaging well over one, I think.
Yeah, about 1.5 a game.
Yep. I
saw Evans at half-time, Trav, talking with a couple of the referees in his case.
He did have a long conversation, yes.
Yeah. Clearly a frustrated man this evening. Well, here we go. Wells against Evans Jr. Ballarat didn't get their matchups right then. Zoglu against Lingard. He'll beat him for pace. Doesn't beat him for craft, though. Marquise Coleman, he's got the Tigers lineup against him. That's pinned off the backboard from Bazoglu. Oh, my. And Luxford, the look away, can't finish the layup. And eventually, Lingard tidies up. Sam Short, he's fouled.
That's disappointing. That's disappointing. That block was...
That was equal measures spectacular and messy, that last 45 seconds, wasn't it?
That's disappointing. That block by Pozoglu
was
huge. Was huge.
Absolutely climbed.
And then they missed that open layup up the other end, and then Pinau and Pozoglu can't get the tip in, and Shorty ends up on the line at the other end.
Gee, there was
that's disappointing.
Some shining moments in amongst some scrappy play in that last 30 seconds.
Evans Jr. having another chat to the ref. He's really trying to prove his point. I don't think he's going to get it tonight. I don't think the refs are on his side.
Short misses the second, 56-42. Tigers still lead by 14. 6.5 to go. Well, Wells runs into the screen then. Oh, dang it, Akuth blocks Pino.
That's 2 blocks by Pinau now in the last couple of plays, in the last handful of plays, doing exactly what Akuth wants you to do against him.
Sam Short attacks the closeout. Good defense from the Tigers in the end.
I said it early in the game, I'd like to see Pinau be dunking those.
Oh, what's going on here? We foul on Lingard down low against Pino.
Yeah, Pinau needs to throw them down with some authority. You can't be throwing up long arm hook shots around Akuth off 1 foot, off the runners. Just, it can't happen.
And we've already seen the recipe to scoring on him. We've seen
a 5'9" do it 6 or 7 times. Well, not that many times.
Not that many times.
But 6 or 7 points at least.
Yeah, but just the fact that a 5'9" guy can do it once successfully against a 7'1" guy who is in good position, that's what you need to do. 2 feet off the body. All right, swinging the ball. He sets the screen for Coleman. He pulls up, doesn't get the roll. Another big climb from Pozoglu. 13th rebound for Nick Pozoglu this evening. Only 14 points. And Luxford, the play didn't quite develop as he wanted there. Pozoglu's got the switch now. That's a huge 3. That would have been massive if it went down. From the car park, but no good. Jerry Evans steps into a 3 of his own. That's a big shot for Ballarat. Jerry Evans Jr. And why did he need that shot? Ballarat's leading scorer, 20 points a game. Only 5 so far tonight. Spino. Oh, wow. Pozoglu. Off 2 feet, no steps in that leap. Just a quick jump to throw that down. Evans Jr. another three, opposite wing. Dangakuth, oh, did well to reel it in, but couldn't keep his feet in bounds.
You can see why Pinot is such a good rebounder there. Like, he didn't get that, but he's going to damn well stop Guth from making sure he gets that. And his position and fight there was just fantastic. And in the end, that just ends up forcing a fumble out of the rim. That's why he's leading the league.
And his dad, Melbourne Tigers coach Brad Pinot, he's excellent rebounder in his own right back in the NBL in the 80s,
yep.
Early 90s.
So
you'd expect even as a wee toddy would have been taught the big man.
I only know about that stuff because I've read about it. I'm not that old, mate. I'm not as old as you.
I'll regale you with tales from the glass house in the 80s one day. I'm sure it'll put you to sleep, Trav.
You put me to sleep most nights.
Oh, thanks, mate. Well, that sounds weird.
Only if you look at it as an immature way, mate.
Oh, I've said I'm old. I didn't say I was mature. You see a 13-point game as this timeout comes to a close. The Miners just can't seem to make a dent. Even when they get these little mini runs going, it brings the game back to 9, 10, 11 points. The Tigers still with a comfortable lead no matter what Ballarat throw at them at the moment. A little bit of pressure here. Easily broken. Long pass to Pinot. Here's Bazoglu again. Oh, another hold there on Lingard. That's his second foul in similar circumstances this half. Fourth foul for Jordan Lingard. That's a concern for coach Raymond Joyce. So
he's just attempting to be too physical. He knows he doesn't have the height, the strength to play with Pinot in the post there, so he's just doing too much grappling. Really what he needs to do, he needs to drop his knees, spread his feet, get his butt to the ground, and chest, and keep his arms up nice and high.
Yeah, it's not like he's that much shorter. Pinot 6'9", Lingard 6'8". He's certainly got height, reasonable height and strength matchup. Bazoglu attacks the Dunmore closeout, finds Wells. Can't finish Coleman. There's the rebound fall to him. It's Dunmore shoots.
Oh!
Is it my imagination or did that bank in?
100% that hit the corner of the backboard. 100% that hit the white line.
Just like Zach Dunmore drew it up, folks. 48-58, Tigers lead.
See how he didn't call it though? Because he didn't care.
Oh, I'm not sure he planned that one, Trav.
Who cares whether you plan it or not? He doesn't have to call it. Did it go through?
Scoreboard says how many, not
correct,
how.
and the stat sheet has 3 points beside Dunmore. Who cares how it goes in?
Dave O'Hickey answers with a
It was a nice layup.
long stepping layup.
Definitely showing his athleticism you were talking about at the start of the game.
Here's Coleman, 10 on the shot clock. Oh, slips. We've seen that a few times now in the last few weeks. Short, shakes off Wells, can't hit the three. Which way will that foul go?
Coleman.
Looks like it'll go against Coleman, yeah. That slip by Coleman as he drove in, we've seen that a few times.
It looked dangerous. I thought he might have done an ankle then. It didn't look good, but obviously not, so it doesn't matter. But
he missed some time early in the season with an ankle injury, of course, Marquise Coleman. Bazoglu can't hit the three. Jerry Evans a strong box out. 2:50 to go in quarter number 3. Marquise Coleman, super quick first step. Earns himself a trip to the line. As the Tigers bring Jack Purchase back in for Michael Wells. Foul. Hold on. Nick Bazoglu. That's 15 for Coleman. apologies, 16 for Coleman. So a 10-point lead. Again, Ballarat making a little bit of a mini run, but they can't make significant inroads into this Melbourne lead. Hickey from the cross-court pass from Purchase. Dengakuth. Oh, lovely pass from the big man. Dunmore, and the foul against Hickey. Dunmore went up with the right, invited Hickey to go after it. The risk paid off. Gets the 2, he'll go to the line for one more.
I saw it. I saw a highlight reel from the Big V Youth League over the week, Jared. And Dunmore threw it down on a tomahawk jam in front of a guy from Werribee. I was hoping he'd do that then. Have a look at the Ballarat website. It's on there. It's all over the place. Dunmore throwing it down with a one-handed jam over the top of a dude from Werribee. It's huge.
Talented young player, Zach Dunmore.
That would have brought the house down if you had thrown that down.
With Hickey going up on it as well. Purchase finds Hickey wide open. Akuth closes. But Hickey maintains his composure, hits the corner 3. That lead back out to 10.
Shooting it with confidence, not a noted percentage shooter from 3, and he's put a couple up there that were quite open, and he's confidently shooting it. He's made 1 for 2.
So 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Coleman hangs in the air but can't finish, and Pino another rebound. That's his 12th. Luxford finds Hickey. Oh, got a shot to the eye there perhaps, certainly a shot to the face. Foul called on Marquise Coleman. No arguments from anybody in blue.
No, he got him.
Yep.
Obviously.
Clear as day.
I don't think you should be calling a sub if you're pulling the game up for that. Don't have a sub.
Clearer than Hickey's vision might be at the moment. See Coleman take a seat and Josh Fox back onto the floor for Ballarat. Quiet game for Josh Fox. Yet to trouble the scorers. Only the 4 rebounds. Limited minutes, only 16 minutes. Averages around 30 on the season, so he's going to fall well short of his season averages. Hickey 1 for 2. As the sound guys here at the Minor Dome predicted a miss. Wasn't to be. Here's Evans Jr. playing with Jack Purchase. There's Dunmore. Got a little bit of a afters there on the shot, not called. Zoglu, another rebound.
He got a little leg check. He tried to sell it with his leg too with a kick out. You can't do that.
Oh, Ballarat, no communication. Pizoglu airballs the wide open 3. Not happy with himself, Nick Pizoglu, and fair enough too. Akuth taking a seat. Jordan Lingard with the 4 fouls, checking back in. Sam Short. William Hickey guarding him. Short pulls up.
That's a very interesting offensive set. I'd love to see that again. That's a double down pick on the post, a swing through from Dunmore to the side, a reversal for a shot for Shorty on the 3. I've never seen anything like that before.
I'm not sure that was exactly how it was drawn up, as Davo Hickey drives in, finishes with the left. Interesting to see who this foul's on. It's on Jerry Evans Jr. So that's his 3rd. Jordan Lingard was in and around that. Could have been his final foul. So we see Luxford take a seat and Wells back in for the Tigers.
Yeah, Luxford's been quiet this quarter.
Yeah, both statistically and from a highlight perspective as well. Hickey drops a free throw. 9 points for Davo Hickey.
Yeah, Melbourne on the back of another little 7-0 run here.
just as Ballarat get it back, it's pushed back out to 14. Had all the answers tonight, the Tigers. Short drives, great finish. Kazoglu climbed, couldn't block the shot.
It's another interesting set. I haven't seen them play a couple of these offensive sets this year.
Shot clock and game clock in sync. Wells comes off the double screen, gets Jerry Evans Jr., the man he wants. Evans Jr., oh! Block that. Call is on the body. The call is on the body. The crowd, the Ballarat bench, pretty much the western half of Victoria not happy with that call, but
I'll be honest, I wasn't watching the body, so look, there may have been, it was a clear hand foul, and I think clear hand-free foul.
yes.
So I think that's what everyone saw. I think they were just doing what I did and looked up instead of looking down. We need to see that replay. But
yeah, we need to see a replay.
I think
from where we are, we're on the wrong side to see whether that was a body foul.
I think why Evans is so annoyed is because he's not been getting that foul.
Yes. I think Jerry Evans will be annoyed with most things tonight. It's a bit of a state, the American. As we wait for the floor to get cleaned up here from where Wells went down after the block. 3.3 seconds to go. Michael Wells, he's got 9 points on the evening. He's at the line to move into double figures. Potentially stretch this out to a 14-point lead. And that won't happen because he's missed the first. Man, Melbourne has snuck onto the court while I wasn't looking as well. Does make the seconds. Here's Evans Jr. Pulls up for threes, he slips. And again, we see a Ballarat player slip as they come to a sharp stop. So after 3 quarters here, in the Miners' last regular season game at the Dome, it's 55-68. The Melbourne Tigers have this game well and truly under control so far, Travis.
Well, they do now. They would have been concerned when it got down to 7, but a nice little 8-0 run to sort of finish that quarter, really push that back out again. Again, they've been fantastic. They put on another 20 for that quarter. Oh, sorry. They put on 16 in that quarter. But defensively, they played really well.
16 is the number. Nick Bazoglu, 16 points, 16 rebounds to 3-quarter time. Could be about to see a 20-20 from a 6'5" swingman. Not something I would have expected to see coming in, as good a rebounder as Bazoglu is. Fantastic game from him so far. Huge block in that 3rd quarter spiked it off the backboard. A couple of nice dunks as well. Dan Pino started hot scoring. He's still only got 11 points, but 12 rebounds for the big fella for the Tigers. And Marquise Coleman, 17 points, 4 boards, 5 assists. Showing the way for an off-colour Ballarat tonight. Jordan Lingard, strong minutes, 10 points for him. Sam Short with 11. To go along with a couple of assists, but so far it's not been the performance, especially after getting their full lineup back onto the floor for the first time in about a month, that Coach Brendan Joyce would be looking for going into finals, Trav.
Yeah, I mean, some other interesting stats to think about here is Melbourne Tigers have scored 15 points from turnovers. So on those 8 turnovers, there's been 15 points. I mean, that's pretty much a score from every turnover. So that obviously helps you, because it's only a low turnover game. So when you're scoring off all of them, those extra buckets are huge. And another notable stat is that since quarter time, Ballarat have scored 19 fast break points. So they've clearly picked up the pace there. And Melbourne have only scored 5. So it's Ballarat been able to slow Melbourne down a little bit since in that 3rd quarter, and only allowed them to score 16.
And that 16 points, it's generally around what the Miners give up, that sort of 16 to 18 range per quarter. But of course, the damage done in the first half by the Tigers, 52 points to half time against this usually airtight Ballarat defence.
Yeah, but I mean, and in saying that, is Ballarat only won the quarter by a point. They had 17 themselves. So.
Yep. You mentioned early days in this game, Trav. Ballarat look like they're trying to run a bunch of sets that we haven't seen here. Some different offense, try and throw some variety in. Maybe even throw some furfies in for some of the scouting teams. But it certainly led to a very disjointed offensive performance so far. There's been a great position inside, and we have a wedgie.
So you can see the importance that Kawani has on this group. Yeah. How defensive teams have to respect and own his offensive creativity and his ability to score at all ways.
And that ability to pop for a three as well.
Yeah, it's really just him not playing tonight has allowed Melbourne to sort of restrict and collapse a little bit more.
Well, Dunmore with the floater, it's no good. Dang Kuth. The ball kind of fall to him eventually. Well, he lays it in 8 and 7 tonight for the big man.
You don't see Ballarat in his zone very often. They're in one now, a little 2-3.
Oh, and Wells drives them short. Great extra pass again. It's that extra pass. Hickey not able to hit this time, but Melbourne prepared to make the extra pass practically every time down the floor. Coleman loses control of the ball, throws it back to Dunmore. Oh, Dunmore picked up his dribble at the wrong moment there.
You called it. I was about to.
Coleman from the mid-range. And again, it's back to single figures. 68-59, the Tigers lead. These are the sort of runs that Ballarat have been able to make, and Melbourne's been able to answer. There we go, Purchase. That's it for Lingard, he's done. It's a cheapie to get your fifth on too. That'll be it for Jordan Lingard on the night. Solid performance from him in 19 minutes, 10 points, 4 boards and a steal.
Yeah, very, very good game by him. He's clearly shown that he can stand up and give them 10, 12 minutes in the playoffs. Yep. And they're going to need it from him. They can't play playoffs with 6 players. No. They're going to need him to step in. There will be a time where an Evans and a Kuth is going to end up in a little bit of foul trouble. It is playoffs. It becomes a lot more physical. He's going to need to play those minutes, and he's shown that he can stand up for it.
Purchase. That's a wild three-point shot. Here's Coleman. Oh, Evans Jr. wide open for 3. Dang it, Kuth. Boxed out well by Pino there. Good help from Vitala.
6 for 20 at 30% for the Miners from 3 tonight. Just not shot the ball well. That puts them under 40% from the field goal too.
Oh, Dane Pino did everything but score. Dangakuth wanted a call on the rebound. Felt he was being held. Here we go, the 2 big 22s battle. Kick back out to Wells. Oh, hits the 3. There we go, there's that answer yet again from the Melbourne Tigers. Every time Ballarat look threatening, the Tigers poke him in the eye. Short find to Kuth. Elbow jumpers long, and yet another rebound. Dane Pino, that's his 16th, matching Pizoglu. They're monsters on the board, the two of them. Just to put it in perspective, Ballarat, 35 rebounds. As Purchase hits another 2. See a timeout called by Brendan Joyce for the Miners. His team down by 14 again. The Tigers able to respond to a Ballarat run, but going back to that point, Trav, Ballarat Miners have got 35 rebounds tonight. Nick Pizoglu and Dane Pino, 32 between them. Absolute monsters on the boards, the 2 big men.
Yeah, there's some alarming signs for the Ballarat Miners tonight. Some alarming signs. They're riding the refs. They're complaining a lot. There's a lot. I'm noticing a lot of infighting. There's a lot of arguing between the two. I wouldn't say a lot, but there is some
enough to alarm you, though.
Yep. They're not running through offensive sets very well tonight. Defensively is letting them down. They don't have the energy. I mean, look, clearly you can see in their mindset that this is a game that they don't need and they want to just get through it. You can clearly see that.
Having said that, though, it'd be a game that Coach Joyce, win, lose or draw, he'd be wanting to see a better performance than this. This is the first time Ballarat have had their full lineup together for, well, quite a while, really.
It's an interesting comment, though, isn't it? Like, you want to see them perform better than this, but you have to give some serious credit to the Tigers.
Oh, the Tigers are the reason they haven't performed well. The Tigers have been fantastic tonight.
We said it at half-time. It's the reason why they're where they are, and the reason why Ballarat are playing like this is solely because of the way Melbourne are playing them.
There you go, Coleman steps into the three. Knocks it down, Marquise Coleman.
That was good ball movement. If you're not going to attack the key in a zone, you've got to move the ball well.
And it was patient ball movement as well. Nothing rushes. Evans deflects that pass. It eventually gets to Purchase. Pulls up for the long two. Pino will get the push call against him there. Oh, will he? No, that's on Dingakuth.
Oh, Key was in front. She's calling a holding of the. She's calling a holding of the jersey. I mean, I couldn't see the holding of the jersey.
No, it's the wrong side for us.
Akuth was in front, so I'm not sure what he was holding.
He did get a push out there. I'm surprised.
And he had two hands on the ball.
Yeah. So Evans knocks that ball out. It's 4 on Dingakuth as well, Travis. Fisher into the game for Ballarat. There's that back door again. Saw it a lot with the women's game earlier on. The Tigers running those backdoor plays. The finishes with lefty scoop, lefty hook for Dane Pino. Here's Deng. Sam Short wide open. Knocks down the three. Again, cuts it back to 10. Ballarat.
I've really liked his aggression tonight on offense.
Yeah, he's been prepared to take the shot.
I hope you're right, he's been prepared. And I hope he continues that going into the playoffs. That's going to change the entire makeup of the way the Ballarat are defended if he is looking to score.
And Pino answers with a nifty little hook over Dingakuth. Got great position inside. 15 points. Let's go along with the 16 boards for Dane Pino now.
Have you noticed that Evans still only has 5 points?
Yeah, he just hasn't had it tonight, Jerry Evans Jr. Down to 2 on the shot clock. Fisher does enough to get the rim, but not much more.
If they're to get back in the game, it's got to be on him. He's the superstar on this team at the moment.
Yes.
He's their superstar.
Oh, that's a wonderful pass from Wells. And Pino stays with it. Nobody from Ballarat jumped for that. Pino went early. 17 and 17. 17 and 18 for Dane Pino.
Are you sure he's only 6'9"?
He is.
He's an animal around the rim.
It's Jerry Evans. Much needed 3 for both he and his team.
It's for his confidence. Because he is an animal around the rim, Pino. He's an animal.
Fantastic, isn't he? Great pass, Wells. Coleman tried a little reach around on Pozzoglu. Eventually the ball falls. It's off Sam Short. Oh, he's not happy. Thinks that Pozzoglu got the last piece of that, knocked it away from him. I have to admit, it did look like it came off Sam Short there. 4:16 to go. 11-point lead, Tigers' way. That's good defense there. Oh, Purchased. Is that a little bit of a moving pick there? Evans gave him a shove to let him know. Wells, oh, that's a tough shot. And Pino again.
Mate, he's an animal. Unbelievable.
Here's Luxford. Dancing, he finally gets the matchup he wants. Purchase fades on that Oh, wow. Fell to Pozzoglu. No one boxed him out. Pozzoglu does what Pozzoglu does, rises up and throws it down.
Look, I mean, there's an element of luck there, but he had to make his own luck. He attacked the glass off a shot, and as much as that shot fell basically an air ball, he was there. He worked to get himself there.
Absolutely. Coleman, tough pull-up over Luxford. Pino, 17 points, 19 rebounds. Pozzoglu, 18 points, 17 rebounds.
That is a nice
work by
pass.
the two of them. There's a great pass. Short reads it, kicks it out of bounds. So we see a timeout by the Tigers here. 3:18 to go in this one. Again, 11-point lead, 70-81 Melbourne's way. The Miners just can't break through that, 9-point barrier in this lead. I don't think they've been inside 9 since the first quarter.
They got it down to 7.
That's right, in the second quarter.
Yeah. No, in the third. They got it down to 7 in the third, and then Melbourne went on that 8-0 run and pushed it back out.
So Marquise Coleman, first game back from missing 4 games with a hamstring. 24 points for him. 4 boards, 6 assists. Sam Short, effective game from the Ballarat point guard. 14 points, a couple of threes, 3 assists. It's really been Coleman or nothing for Ballarat tonight. We've got Jordan Lingard, who's played well in spot minutes, fouled out. Jerry Evans Jr., we've spoken about his trials and tribulations this evening. Dane Pino has fairly owned Dengakuth. And we've seen nothing from the skipper, Josh Fox.
Well, he hasn't. Fox hasn't played much, but
Even when he's been out there, he's been pretty ineffective, which is surprising given the form he came into this game in. Ballarat have just been absolutely swamped here by the Tigers on both ends of the floor. So get things back underway here. 3:18 to go, 14 on the shot clock. There's Luxford. Dengakuth stayed with that one well. Well done, Dengakuth. Gets the steal. Sam Short pushes the pace as he has to. Pulls up, free throw line jumper. That's Sam Short's game. He's outstanding, pulling up, going right around the elbow on the free throw line.
It's virtually the first time this entire game they've decided to pick up the pace. It's amazing what a defensive stop can do for you.
Well, it's all or nothing for the Miners in this game now. Purchase rattles in, rattles out. The Couth with his 8th rebound, 8 and 8 for him on the night. Inside. No, Short throws it away to Luxford. And Luxford acrobatically finishes. Does what he has to do there.
And that's very unusual for Sam Short to throw that.
And an absolute momentum killer as well. Crowd was getting back into it. Dengakuth looked to take the three. Oh, wow, Pozzoglu, super quick hands.
And then look at his speed.
Can't finish, but Pino! Fouled by Waitman as he went up to claim rebound number 20.
He had 11 at quarter time. So he's only had 8. He's only had 9 since quarter
he's
time.
faded away, Trav.
Yeah.
Poor second, third, fourth quarter from Dane Pino here.
Yeah, it's been a bad 3 quarters.
Man, this is a Moses Malone type game. Every time the ball is hit a ring, it seems to go to him. The only player who seems to take it off him is Pozzoglu. That was a brick of a free throw. We've still got a couple of guys for the Tigers on 2020 watch. Pozzoglu, 2 points, 3 rebounds needed. He's got his 20 boards, just needs 3 points.
I reckon Coach Joyce has got what he wants. He's got Reitman, Fish on the floor. He's just pulled Coleman off.
Yeah,
Fox hasn't played this entire 4th quarter.
Yeah.
So he's clearly feels like he's got what he wants to get. He's very animated on the bench though. It's interesting.
By the way, another rebound there to Nick Pozzoglu, up to 18. Oh, that's a lovely floater from Luxford. Understated the second half compared to the first, but still extremely effective.
Yeah, and he was virtually the reason why they blew this out, though.
Yeah, he was. He did his work early. Great pass. A Couth to Short.
That slipper, that duck down screen by Shorty was fantastic.
We've seen Ballarat run that a few times in the last few weeks. And a Couth.
It's a really good play, particularly when you've got Fisher, a notable three-point shooter, coming off that screen.
There's a Couth with the steal as well. Second steal, we go with his 3 blocks. Evans draws the foul. One minute, 7 seconds left. 74-86. Again, back out to 12. Melbourne just have the answers. Fisher, tough shot over Luxford. And Purchase steals a rebound from Dane Pinot. Here's Pinot. Looking to set something up. He decides to shoot the fadeaway 3. Jerry Evans Jr., 10th rebound for him. Drives hard on Jack Purchase. The refs give him the benefit of the call. A foul called on Wells there on the hands, actually. Left it in a cookie jar, picks up the foul. Jerry Evans Jr., 8 points, 10 rebounds, shooting 19% from the field this evening, Trav.
Oh, he's had a stinker. There's no other word for it. He's had a stinker. But, hey, he's had a very good year.
He has.
So he can have his stinker now.
Get it out of the way before finals.
And then lead in the finals. What he needs to do, though, is just go and get his mind frame in the right set.
He's angry from the get-go today.
He was, yeah. And it's only going to get more physical. It's only going to get quicker.
Yep.
Come playoff time.
So Wells against Ross Waitman. Young Ballarat product. Oh, Wells. Oh, here we go. Pino. Absolutely slammed by Evans there. Saw a bunch of Tigers run in. I thought there might have been a little bit of a afters there, but they all ran to pick up their big man. I don't think there was anything too malicious in there. Certainly a hard foul, but Evans looked like he had the arm straight up, looking for the ball. It's Pino to the line. Needs both of these, Trav. I've really got to stop talking when people take free throws.
I've already said it 3 times tonight that you just need to stop.
You know, coming into this this gig this year, Trav, I always thought commentators curse. It's just something people say, but apparently not.
It's your fault too.
Oh,
it's not the shooter's fault. It's your fault.
Evans Jr. Defense kind of laid off, but some great handles there from the American. Fazoglu runs out the clock on his old home court. And his new side, the Melbourne Tigers, take this one by 8 points, 86 to 78. In place for me, Trevor, pretty flattering margin to the Miners.
Yes, I 100% agree with you. They played that game looking at least a 15-point better team.
Yeah, we said it right from the start. Ballarat running some new sets. The game doesn't mean anything to them. They're sewn up first place in the ladder, but man, Ballarat just came out looking slack, looking tired. Not up for this one at all. And the Tigers, on the other hand, blazing right from the get-go. Sharp shooting, extra passes, active hands on defense. The Tigers, knowing that they're playing for their season, did everything